If you're someone aiming for an all 7 in an IELTS exam and are planning on just doing a self-review, you may find this video helpful. Hey guys, it's Aura. Welcome to my channel. I know the IELTS exam isn't as popular as it used to be because of the OET and the PTA exams, which are rumored to be more easier than the IELTS exam. Also, as far as I know, there are schools that don't require English exam results anymore for certain courses. So this video may or may not be for you. Depends if you need it or not. Just a little bit of backstory. To be honest with you guys, I took the IELTS exam 3 times. The first one was when I had to take it as part of the university requirements when I enrolled for my Bachelor of Nursing course here in Australia. That wasn't too bad because I only had to aim for an all 6 score. While I was here in Australia already, I had to take another IELTS exam because I have to have an all 7 score for my nursing registration. And for this one, I failed because I didn't study enough. I was too lazy and I was too busy with schoolwork and with my part-time job. And for the 3rd time, luckily I passed. And I was pretty confident that I was gonna pass because I exerted the effort that I should have done in the first place. I do have a couple of reasons why I opted for a self-review, because first, it costs a lot of money. As far as I know, here in Australia, it could cost around $200 to $300 per week for the review session. In the Philippines, I know that it can cost from 3,000 to 10,000 pesos for unlimited review. If you know any cheap or something na mas costly pa doon, please comment it down below. Also, the second reason, I didn't have enough time to go for additional classes because I was busy with schoolwork and I was doing my part-time jobs. So yeah, the only way to go is to do self-review so I can go at my own pace in my own time. And the third reason is I want to test if I am able to pass the IELTS exam without ever enrolling for a review course, like ever. Maybe I was just too confident that time as well because I had call center experience. Kaway-kaway dyan sa mga call center agents sa mga bayaning puyat. So yeah, I had call center experience and I was confident with my English speaking skills. So in this video, I will give you 3 tips on how I managed to get an all 7 score in my IELTS exam with just doing a self-review. Tip number 1, you need to identify your weak areas. So how do you identify your Waterloo? Since for me, I've already had previous results from my IELTS. Like, I've already taken the IELTS exam before, so I know which areas I was really bad at. For me, it was writing. Like, kulela talaga ako sa writing. But for those who haven't taken the IELTS exam yet, you really need to benchmark yourself. You need to know where you're sitting at, like what's your current score if ever you take the test right now. What I suggest is for the listening part, you can evaluate yourself by going online, specifically the IDP or British Council websites, download their free resources, free review materials, and it's just a matter of filling in the blanks and then just checking if your answers are wrong or correct. That's also the same for the reading part. For the writing part, for those who haven't taken the IELTS exam yet, you can benchmark yourself by purchasing their writing correction services. It only costs like $30. So that's around 1,500 pesos. You can submit a total of 8 essays, probably in bulk, or you can submit it one at a time. And after 3 days, they will give you back their evaluation with corrections and explanations on what you can do to improve on your writing. And they will give you like a tentative band score as well, so you know what that particular essay will score if ever you use that on the IELTS exam. Same goes for the speaking evaluation. This one naman, same website, but it will cost $8 per evaluation. You just need to record your voice and then send it to them via email, and they will send back the results to you after a few days. I haven't tried that one because I was pretty confident with my speaking skills back then. So yeah, I only focused on my writing because I know that that's the area that I needed to improve on. So again, you need to identify your weak areas. Tip number 2, you need to formulate a game plan to improve on the identified problem, which literally means practice, practice, practice. So for your speaking skills, you need to practice by using the English language as much as possible. This is where the call center agents have an advantage. I still remember when my mom was reviewing for the IELTS exam, whenever she comes home, she would speak to us in English, and you will never hear her speak in Tagalog or in Bisaya. It was so funny. It sounded so funny and so konyo, but it really helped her pass the exam. Also, another tip to improve your speaking is you can go on YouTube. You'll find a lot of videos there that will give you a question and give you enough time to answer, and it will allow you to practice your trail of thought and sentence formulation. As far as I know, IELTS Liz is a good channel. Another one is IELTS Simon. Yeah, so you need to practice answering sample questions. The last tip to improve on your speaking skills is, if you're in Australia, as much as possible, try to speak to English native speakers. That's a really big plus. In my case, I had Australian landlords, so it was pretty easy for me to speak in English when I was in Adelaide. So I had a lot of opportunities to speak in English and to be more confident on expressing my thoughts. On improving your reading and listening skills, this is probably the easiest part of the exam. What you can do is you can, as I said earlier, you can download review materials anywhere online. It's everywhere, and you just need to practice it all the time. And most importantly, my Waterloo, the writing part, I have a very definite game plan for it. Like, for example, I have to time myself whenever I write an essay, because it's really different once you're doing the exam. You really feel the time pressure, and it makes you stress, makes you forget what you're gonna write. Also, I suggest that you need to learn a lot of new vocabulary because it will help you in formulating better sentences and better paragraph. It will help you in describing your thoughts more specifically. Another tip in improving your writing skills is to have a generic essay structure. This is very hard to explain, but the more you practice, the more you'll develop your own style of writing, and the easier it is for you to formulate your essays. And lastly, you really need to have your essays evaluated, because hindi naman pwedeng i-guess mo lang yung score mo, diba? So going back, you need to purchase, well, I purchased the IELTSblog.com writing correction service, which helped me a lot. Like, really guys, a lot. I'm not even kidding, it helped me a lot. Tip number 3, you need to dedicate at least 2 hours of your day for your review. If you can actually spend like 3 hours scrolling up and down your Facebook page, why not give up at least 2 hours of it so you can spend some time in doing your review? However, I want you to be mindful that if you go longer than 2 hours, you'll get really exhausted. Your mind will get really exhausted, and you won't be able to focus properly anymore. So Again, if you do a self-review, you need to just do at least 2 hours. If you can do more than that, then you probably need to have a quick break just to refresh your mind a little bit. And you need to commit to it. When you say you're gonna do a self-study, you really need to have to do it. So when the exam date comes, you don't have any regrets. Because if you don't pass, it's really hard, because it's as if you're just throwing the exam fee away. Because it doesn't cost cheap. It's not cheap. So if you're gonna self-study, you really need to give it your 100% and you really need to commit to it. So there you go, guys. Those are my handy tips on getting an all 7 score on your IELTS exam by just doing a self-review. If there's anything else you'd like to know or anything that you'd like to add to the tips that I have provided, please comment it on the section down below. And if you find this video helpful, or if you want more videos like this, please consider subscribing to my channel and ring the bell so you get alerted for new ones. Again, this is Aura reminding you to just keep rolling, and thanks for watching.